This book was complicated to say the least. It was really good though. I won't be able to provide you with every detail of this book, and much of the book's importance stems from the underlying emotions that don't come through in a summary like this. So I very much suggest reading it yourself because there will be a lot that I do miss. Before we dive into the Brothers' War, I want to note that you can enjoy this video and book without reading the Thran or watching the video on the Thran that I made. But I recommend watching the last video I posted about it to gain some context and understand the impact of this book in the greater story. And then make sure you come back to this one. Don't skip this one just because you watch that one. Other than that, I don't have much else for the intro, so let's just jump into it. The Brothers' War by Jeff Grubb. The book opens with the caravan approaching a new character, Takasha, with supplies she has purchased. Do not get too attached to her. With the caravan are two young boys, Urza and Mishra, 9 and 10 respectively. Urza and Mishra are the epitome of older and younger siblings, with Urza being stoic, respectful, and intellectual, while Mishra is passionate, bashful, and intense. The two boys approach Takasha and ask to be indicted into her school, which is one made for artificers and aspiring artificers to study the Thran artifacts. It doesn't take but minutes until the brothers are in a fight with each other in Takasha's tent. Urza found a trinket in said tent, and Urza started studying it by taking it apart and putting it back together. But Mishra doesn't think he should be messing with it, and is a little jealous that Urza thinks he's smarter and takes what he wants. Takasha finds out, but doesn't punish them, but instead channels the rivalry into cooperation. Over the next 7 years, Urza and Mishra grow smarter and better through Takasha's school. They learn about the Thran and the powerful artifacts that they once developed with the Power Stones. One day, the brothers are working on an ornithopter, a flying machine that flaps its wings, kind of like the Da Vinci machine. They get the machine to work like it did back in the original Thran, and Urza takes the first flight. When he returns, it's Mishra's turn. He flies the machine much more recklessly than he should. While in the air, he flies way too high and sees sigils written in the artificial depressions in the dune beneath. Reporting back to Takasha, she interprets this as the oldest ruins of the Thran that she's ever found. These ruins sit on top of the Caves of the Damned from the Thran novel. The deep levels of the Caves of Kolios are off limits to anyone trying to explore. Years later, Urza and Mishra decide to explore these caves without Takasha's permission, pushing through further and further until they reach the final room in the final level, with a pedestal. On the pedestal holds 2 shards of a power stone. As the brothers each reach for one of the shards of the power stone, the cave begins to crumble, with dark energy filling the room. Takasha goes to save the brothers, and in the process, debris strikes Takasha.
You killed her!
Through the separation of the 2 power stones, the portal to Phyrexia gets cracked. Dark forces seep their way through the portal and get a hold of the weak stone, deep in the desert, and gets found by the Falaji tribe. They take him prisoner, making him a slave working on artifacts. After slowly showing the tribe that he knows how their complex Thran machine works even better than they do, they promote him up and up the ladder until finally to a Falaji warlord, commanding armies and dragon engines. The dragon engines are these complex machines that only Mishra really knows how to work. Urza's journey as well has him getting rescued after collapsing in the desert from exhaustion by Yoshin. The Yoshins bring him to the capital, Krug. He starts working for King Loren, and over a period of time rises to the role of chief artificer due to his high intelligence and proficiency with artifacts similar to Mishra. He eventually marries Caleb in Krug, the daughter of King Loren, making him the Prince of Krug. This relationship was one of nearly pure political means to show his dedication to the kingdom of Yoshia. Years of building and progressing pass before the brothers reunite in attempts to make peace. When the brothers meet in Krug, the stones violently react, with anger and violence flowing through the brothers. Any attempts at peace that were made failed nearly immediately. Over the time that these peace negotiations are happening, it is heavily implied that Urza's wife, Kayla, and Mishra are having a secret romantic relationship. After the peace negotiations fail, Mishra and the Falaji leave, but not for very long. Days after this, the dragon engines, led by Mishra, attack the capital of Yoshia. The city is devastated, and the guards overwhelm the capital, eventually killing King Loren. The aftermath is horrific, with Kayla and Urza escaping the ruins of the city, separating their relationship even further because she blames him for not being prepared and not making peace with his brother. Urza develops something called the Titans to combat the dragon engines. War breaks out all over the continent, with massive destructive battles. After years of war, violence, and bloodshed, Urza and Mishra have the final standoff on Argoth, one of the few untouched areas from this continent. After getting injured, Mishra's new body is exposed. He has been completed. His skeleton replaced with metal and wires, the same as many Phyrexians before him. Urza sees what his brother has become, and realizes he is no longer human, for he has been taken by Gix. Urza, enraged and saddened, looks deep into the Mightstone, and finally learns what his most powerful artifact does. The Silex. A bowl-like structure with runes embedded into the surface. A weapon to finally end the war. Urza activates the Silex, and then... Urza stands over a decimated Argoth. His eyes glow with the power of the stones. He has ascended into something more. Something greater. I really feel like it's only fitting for the card of the day to be Urza's Ruinous Blast. I mean, you just saw it get all portrayed out. It kind of resets the world in a sense, and it really just ties together the whole story. Even the flavor text is beautiful. Centuries ago, one man's vengeance plunged the world into ice and darkness. I know you don't know the ice and darkness part, but we will be getting back to that when we get to the Ice Age cycle. I'm deciding if I do that next or if I finish the Urza cycle first. We'll see. 4 generic and 1 white for a legendary sorcery. Exile all non-land permanents that aren't legendary. And you can only cast legendary sorceries if you control a legendary creature or planeswalker. So, I mean, it literally exiles everything except lands, basically what it did in the story that we just went over. You can see him holding the Silex and the staff. Obviously, he's been depicted with the staff the whole time, and he uses the Silex at the end to cause this explosion. Additionally, this is where the AR comes from. This is the Argive Reckoning, or Argivian Reckoning. We use it the same way as we use BC or BCE now in modern day. I just want to give a big thank you if you're still watching. I know this was a longer video, mainly because of the content of the story, and there's so much that I left out. And the only way I'd be able to finish this video ever is if I left everything out. So I'm really sorry if you didn't get all of it or you feel like I missed some parts, but it just had to happen. I appreciate you watching this. A lot of work went into this. I hope to get better, more efficient. And now that I'm done with school for a little bit, I hope to get more videos out quickly. Thank you so much for watching this. I'll catch you in the next one.